The Kings of Summer is a 2013 American independent coming-of-age comedy-drama film that premiered at the 2013 Sundance Film Festival, and received a limited U.S. release in May 2013. Plot: Joe Toy, on the verge of adulthood, finds himself increasingly frustrated by the attempts of his single father, Frank, to manage his life. Declaring his freedom once and for all, he escapes to a clearing in the woods with his best friend, Patrick, who was also sick of his life at home with his annoying and seemingly lame parents, and a strange kid named Biggio who just happened to tag along. He announces that they are going to build a house there, free from responsibility and parents. Once their makeshift abode is finished, the three young men find themselves masters of their own destiny, alone in the woods. Joe claims himself and Biggio to be the hunters, while Patrick goes off to harvest. Several weeks pass and Patrick and Joe are reported missing and appear on multiple news channels. Conflict arises between Patrick and Joe when Joe invites his crush Kelly to come see the house they built. After a while, Kelly takes a liking to Patrick and the two begin a relationship. Joe passively confronts Patrick in a Monopoly game by teaming up with Biggio to trade land and buy hotels in the orange Monopoly in front of Patrick's piece, leading him to lose the game on the very next turn. The two get into a scuffle. Joe calls Kelly a cancer, and a bitch, who ruined the peace and harmony the three of them were having, and eventually makes her walk out of the house in despair. Joe, realizing that Patrick feels bad for Kelly, taunts him to go after her and stomps on his previously broken foot. Patrick leaves the house and goes after Kelly, comforting her with a kiss. Biggio, who has become good friends with Joe, is told to leave as well, leaving Joe to live by himself. About a month later, Joe is still living alone in the woods. Short on money, he sets out to hunt his own food, eventually leading him to kill and eat a rabbit. Joe, not disposing of the body properly, attracts a snake into the house. Meanwhile, Kelly goes to a concerned Frank and says she can take him to Joe. When they arrive, they find Joe cornered by the presumably venomous snake that appeared the night before. Biggio comes barging in and attempts to kill the snake with his machete, but is bitten instead and collapses, becoming violently ill. Frank, Kelly and a mildly feral Joe rush Biggio to the hospital. Biggio survives and tells Joe that he saw heaven and if he had to do it all over again, he would do the same thing, but then changes his mind. Joe and Patrick's parents each drive them home. As they view each other from their respective cars, they flip each other off jokingly and part ways. The film ends showing shots of the house Joe, Patrick and Biggio built. After the credits, Biggio is seen still residing in the house in the woods. Cast: Nick Robinson Joe Toy, Gabriel Basso Patrick Keenan, Moisa Copyright S. Arias Biggio, Nick Offerman Frank Toy, Joe's father, Alison Brie Heather Toy, Joe's sister, Megan Mullally Mrs. Keenan, Mark Evan Jackson Mr. Keenan, Eugene Cordero Colin, Mary Lynn Rage Cup Captain Davis, Thomas Middleditch, Rookie Cop, Aaron Moriarty Kelly, Nathan Keyes, Paul, Angela Trimber Face Paint, Kamel Nanjiani Delivery Guy, Austin Abrams Aaron, Craig Kakowski Mr. Larson, Lili Reinhardt Vicky, Christopher Carter, Construction Kid, Hannibal Buress, Bus Driver, Tony Hale, Bus Passenger, Production. The film was director Vogt Roberts' first feature film and was based on screenwriter Goletta's first produced script. Filming took place in the summer of 2012 in various locations across Ohio, including Cleveland, Chagrin Falls, Lyndhurst and South Point Hospital in Warrensville. Release: a film premiered on January 19, 2013, during the 2013 Sundance Film Festival as Toy's House. The title of the film was later changed to The Kings of Summer. It was shown at the Cleveland International Film Festival on April 3, 2013. The Kings of Summer began its limited U.S. release on May 31, 2013. It received a UK release in August 2013. Reception: the film received positive reviews and currently holds a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, with the consensus stating, "Thanks to charming performances and endearingly off-kilter spirit, The Kings of Summer proves to be a slight, sweet entry in the crowded coming-of-age genre. According to Sheila O'Malley of the Chicago Tribune, despite some beautiful sequences and solid acting, the script by first-timer Chris Galletta pulls its punches, over-explains the emotional meaning of its moments, and tries to lighten the mood in sometimes awkward sitcom-style ways, betraying the movie's more honest spirit. The Kings of Summer flirts with profundity, seeming to yearn for it and fear the honest expression of it at the same time. There is much here to admire, but the overall impression is of a film that does not have the courage of his convictions. Upon the film's August 2013 UK release, Mike McCahill of The Guardian said if David Gordon Green had made Son of Rambo, it might have looked something like this, a sunny and reasonably funny coming-of-ager. He concluded the director's background in online shorts manifests itself in an occasional, montage-heavy scattiness, and the broadly conventional closing act can't quite maintain the laugh rate, but there's a lot of warm-hearted and commendably daft business along the way. The film made it onto Complex's Best Summer Movies of 2013 list at number 17 and Not Made in Chelsea's Best Films of 2013 list at number 4. References. External links, official website, The Kings of Summer at the Internet Movie Database, The Kings of Summer at Rotten Tomatoes, The Kings of Summer at Metacritic, The Kings of Summer at AllMovie, The Kings of Summer at Box Office Mojo.